So Friday night at home. I don't know whether you do it or not. If you use the, which I love, my Siddur Sim Shalom, the blue one, that's my go-to. Everything is on 722. It says rituals and songs for the table. I sent you printouts though.
Yeah.
And if you use the red one, this one, you have it, it has the Kiddush, hand washing, Kiddush for Shabbat, and I think it starts on 73, and it has Shalom Alaikum. So you can use whichever book you're familiar with. However, the first thing that you do on Friday night is you light the candles. So I sent you the candle blessings, okay? And I sent it to you in a page that has big print, and it looks like this. Looks like that. It had, okay. So it says Brachot Shel Shabbat. And the first one is the one for candles. Praised are you,
Wait.
Adonai our God.
Did you send that this week or last week?
I sent it today about an hour ago.
Okay, all right. Blessing the children. I got hand washing children, Shalom Aleichem, and Friday night blessings.
Okay, so
That's the
Friday
one,
night
okay.
blessings.
Friday night.
That's the
So the
candle.
first thing is you're gonna light your
Like
candles.
candles.
I do too, but I know that my daughter, who's Chabad, sets out candles for every child, for every person in the family. So some people do that. You can have, she's got 5 children and herself and her husband. I'm hearing a feedback. I don't know why. So she puts 7, she lights 7, one for everybody in the family. It's like a
Everyone
feedback.
has to mute, like you.
Yeah.
Everybody
mute.
mute.
So this is the one that you're probably most familiar with. Okay, if everybody will mute.
Please mute.
Yeah, if everybody mutes. Okay, thank you. Okay, and I see somebody has joined. Karen, Marsha, Michelle, Rhoda. Okay, Rhoda is here, good. Okay, Rhoda Salama. Okay. So I don't see Francis, Janice, Joanne, Helene. Okay, and I think and Sherry Stein and Mia. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do, so I have my candle set up, okay? And that's the first thing we're going to do. I'm gonna read it for you. Of course, it has the blessing beginning is the same, right? For everything. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. And so the actual Hebrew says Baruch,
Okay.
blessed, atah are you, it's in the masculine, Adonai with the 2 yuds, God, Eloheinu, our Lord, Melech, King, Haolam, of the world, Asher, who, Kiddushanu, and you see the root Kadosh, who made us holy, Kadosh means holy, B'mitzvotav, with his commandments, Vitzivanu, you see Tzav, command, and commanded us, Lahadlik, to kindle, Ner, like you know that from Hanukkah, Ner, Lahadlik Ner, to kindle the candle of Shel Shabbat. All right, so let's practice it. If you don't have it in front of you from the handout that I sent from the attachments, you can open up your prayer book to the Friday night at home. All right, and why don't we try it together?
Paula has a question. Paula has her hand up.
Paula, okay, I don't know why I don't see.
She's
Okay,
on mute.
Paula.
She's
Okay,
on mute.
Paula,
Mute. All right.
Paula,
So I have a
let's-
question about this font. Because you sent us something last week with this font. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to get used to reading this particular font, which is different from the prayer book font.
Okay.
What is that character that is at the beginning of the second line.
Nothing.
Looks
That's
like
just
it's
nothing.
standing by itself.
Nothing. It's nothing. Disregard it. It's nothing. I don't know why it was in the book. Okay. So you will
mean, it's
use, it's nothing. It's just a mistake. It's an extra line. Okay. It's nothing. It is not a word. It's just an extra character. So forget it. All right. So now you should feel better. Very observant. Okay. So why don't we try to say the blessing slowly on candles? Okay. Start with where the one is. All right. Let's try it together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Great. Okay. Any question on any of those words? So those words are going to be repeated a lot, not only in the blessings for Friday night, but a lot. Okay, you have combinations with kadosh, like Kiddush, Kedusha, and Kaddish. And kadosh, that root means holy. And sometimes it's translated as sanctify, to make one holy, to make one like God. And mitzvah, mitzvah, a lot of people mistakenly say the translation of mitzvah is a good deed. A mitzvah really means commandment. And we talk about 613 mitzvot, positive and negative, that are in the Torah. So a mitzvah is really a commandment. It's stronger than just a good deed. We talk about doing mitzvot. Those are things that we are commanded to do. And there are some negative, like do not kill, and some positive, like peru or vu, be fruitful and multiply. Okay, and the mitzvah here is lighting the candle on Shabbat, sanctifying Friday, the sixth day, and making it holy. And one of the ways we make it holy is with the candles. Okay, so in my book, after we do that, now we get to the blessing for the children. So the blessings, it says, it is customary for parents to place hands on the heads of children being blessed. And as I said at the end of last week, even if your children are grown and they are not present, you can still bless them. All right. My children will call sometimes and say, did you bless me? Did you remember to bless? And I said, yes, I absolutely did. I blessed you. I had my hand up on your head. Okay, symbolically, and I blessed you. So a lot of us have grown children, and we can bless them with the prayer. Now, the prayer is for sons, of course, men first, and daughters next. Now, we had a little discussion about those of you who might have children who don't fall under sons or daughters, but are transitioning and don't associate with male or femaleness. There is a blessing, I understand, and I will get it to you, for a family. They're still part of the family. And their sexuality, while they're questioning that, there is a blessing that I understand now, which you can bless members of the family. And that would include all stages of how they view their sexuality. So that's not a problem. But these prayer books are older and they don't have it. I'm sure there are probably more modern books that are for families who have that situation. Okay, so using the prayer book that we have for sons, and this is what it says. Now for that blessing, I gave you a handout which has the blessing for the children. Yeah, I gave you one for children. One of the four was a blessing for the children. So the blessing for the children, I have on page 722 in Sim Shalom, and that is at the top of the page. And it says, Yisimcha Elohim Ke'Ephraim V'Chimnashe. Now, can anybody recognize any of those words? Any of those words mean something to you? There's some names in there. Any names that you
Ephraim.
recognize?
Ephraim.
And what's special about Ephraim?
And Manasseh.
It's a name I recognize.
They're
Okay.
Joseph's children.
Okay, so Yosef had Ephraim and Manasseh, and remember in the Torah, he switches hands, the blessing of the children. So this Joseph, and he crosses his hands. Instead of blessing the elder one first, he blesses the younger one. Manasseh is the older, Ephraim is the younger one, and he crosses his hands. Joseph says, "What are you doing? You bless the younger one first," and it's the younger one who gets the better blessing. It's kind of interesting. So Yisimcha, and that is may you have, may God give you. Elohim is God, right? Yisimcha Elohim. Yisimcha Elohim. May God make you. Sim is make. May God make you. Like Ephraim. And like Manasseh. May God make you like Ephraim and Manasseh. And you notice that Ephraim, the younger one, is mentioned first, right? Okay. Yisimcha Elohim Ephraim Manasseh. And the second one before Manasseh, it says it's a chaf rather than a kaf, because it comes after v. And that's just a rule in pronunciation. So it's v Manasseh. So if you repeat after me, Yisimcha
Yisimcha
Elohim
Elohim.
Ephraim
Ephraim.
Manasseh. Okay, and so now you bless the sons, and now we go on to us lowly daughters.
I
Okay,
don't have daughters. None of them.
you don't have daughters?
No daughters, no granddaughters.
No daughters and great. Oh, all men on your line.
Always. Always.
Oh, you have that strong male chromosome, whatever.
Yes.
Okay, anyway, for those with daughters, it says Yisimech
Yisimech,
Elohim
Elohim,
Elohim.
Kasara
Kasara,
Rivka
Rivka,
Rachel
Rachel,
Valeah.
Valeah.
Okay, so may God make you, and the ending is different. It's Yisimech instead of Yisimcha. So make sure that you are looking carefully at the word. Yisimech, Elohim, God. Like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. So Sarah, during Sukkot, I have a beautiful sukkah. And for Sukkot, I have a chart. You're supposed to have the Ushpizin visit you all the days, all the 7 days of Sukkot. And instead of just putting the husbands, I matched them up with the wives, and I made my own Ushpizin, which is an Aramaic word, chart with the wives and the husbands. So with Yisimech Elohim Sarah. So who's the husband of Sarah? Abraham. So I have Abraham and Sarah on my chart. Okay, and then Rebecca, who's Rebecca's
Isaac.
husband? Isaac, Yitzhak. And then Rachel and Leah belong to which guy?
Jacob.
Jacob. So it's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has this. Okay, the sisters, which you must have imagined must be a very interesting family unit, because when he wanted Rachel, and Leah is the one that wasn't as beautiful, he really wanted Rachel, and he was working those 7 years for Rachel. And then no Rachel, and he was told, so he worked 7 years for Rachel, and then he worked with the sheep. Anyway, he winds up working 21 years for his father-in-law. And who does he get first? Leah. And then he gets Rachel, really his beloved. He really loves Rachel. And we see later on that his favorite sons are the sons of Rachel, right? And we have Benjamin and Joseph. Benjamin, the baby, and Joseph, Benjamin and Yosef. And so Right here, you see a lot of sibling rivalry, which will lead to trouble for Joseph with his brothers, right? The coat of many colors, he gets into Egypt and all that whole storyline. So let's try it again. Blessing the daughters. Yisimech,
Yisimech,
Elohim,
Elohim,
Kusara,
Kasara,
Sarah,
Rivka,
Rivka,
Valea.
Leah,
Rachel,
Poor Leah, she's at the end of the line. She's at the end. Rachel comes first. Okay, so it's in order of love. The one he really loves is Rachel. Okay, so then the way you bless the children is you just put your hands, if they're there, put your hand on their head and recite the blessing. If they're not there, you can just put your hand up, or if you know the direction that they're in from your house, you can do that. But you can just put your hand up and bless them. And you can tell them next time you talk to them, I blessed you. And it's a beautiful thing when someone says, I said a blessing over your head. So that's really a very nice thing to do. If you've never done it and you've just lit the candles and said the blessing for the candles, I urge you to say the blessing for your children. They will really feel special when you tell them that on Friday night, I bless you. Everybody could use more blessings. Okay, is there somebody who would like to do the blessing, repeat the blessing for sons for us? Do a little, okay, somebody like to do the blessing on sons? I don't know why I
Do it.
can't see everybody. I don't know why, usually with my, here we go. I got the view. Okay, who said I'll do it?
I'll do it.
Okay, Beryl, okay, the blessing on the sons, since you're the
Yeah.
queen of sons.
Yeah, but I've never had them near me to do it, so
It doesn't matter.
I know. Yisimcha, Elohim, Kafraim, Viki Manasa.
Chimenasha. Okay,
Menashe.
but it's the Chimenasha because there's no dot.
Kim Menashe.
Chimenasha. Okay, Sherry, you want to try that? The blessing on the sons?
Which one?
Sherry Rubin.
The Simcha, Elohim, the Ephraim, the Kim Naseh.
Okay, so it's
Nashe.
Yisimcha. Yeah, the first word has a yud in the beginning. Yisimcha, with the yud has a Y sound, Elohim. K Ephraim. So the chaf with the dot is a k. It's called a kaf. Ch Menashe. I'm sorry, Ch Ephraim. The K Ephraim. The Chi Menashe. Sorry. Yisimcha, Elohim, K Ephraim, the Chi Menashe. And if you get it wrong and you say just two times of K, nobody's going to kill you. Sherry Stein, will you say that? The blessing for the sons?
Sure. Yisim Ha Elohim Kifraim the Ki Menashe.
Menashe. Very good. Brittany, can you do that? The blessing for the sons? You're muted.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, wonderful. Yasim,
Brittany, are you making challah?
I am. It'll be ready in about 10 minutes.
Oh, wish I were there.
I'll show
Okay.
you when I'm done.
Okay.
Yasim Keha Elohim Ke Ephraim V'ki Menashe.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we're pretty good on that. Yisimcha, Elohim, Ke Ephraim, V'chi Menashe. So we have Ephraim and Menashe in that. Okay, so we have Joseph's sons. Okay. The daughters. Who's got a lot of daughters? Somebody have a bunch of daughters? I have two. Okay, Cheryl, you've got how many daughters?
two.
I have two. I have
Two.
one son and
I-
5 grandsons, but I do have 2 daughters.
Okay, I have 2 sons and 2 daughters, and I have 4 granddaughters and 1 grandson. And he's the
Oh.
prince. He is the prince. Okay, so it's
All right.
Yisimech, Elohim, Kasara, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. Okay, let's hear it.
Yasimech, Elohim, Kesara, Rivka, Rachel, Leah.
Of Ma'od. Okay, let's have Marsha, you want to do that? Blessing for the daughters.
Okay. V'simcha, v'simcha Elohim, kasher,
Kasara, Sarah,
Sarah, Rebecca,
okay, but in Hebrew it's Rivka,
Rivka,
good,
Rachel, Leah.
very good, okay, all right, Paula, blessing for the daughters,
Mute, okay.
muted,
Vesime,
yeah, it's a yud, yeah,
oh, yeah.
yes,
Yisimech,
Mhm.
Elohim, no, him, Elohim, Kasara, Rivka, Rachel, Leah.
You know what, I'm very proud of all of you because you're not doing it from memory, you're really reading it. You're really reading it, and that's great. Now, Michelle, can you do both prayers for sons and daughters?
Sure. Yeshiv Necha, Elohim, Ephraim, Zekim Naseh. Yeshimech,
Okay, that's a sin. Yisimech. It's not a sin to have a dot on the left, but it is.
Yeshimech, Elohim, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah.
Very nice. Okay, so you can hear the difference. For the sons, it's Yisimcha, and for the daughters, a feminine, it's Yisimech. It's a
What?
feminine ending.
Yeah, he can.
Okay, so now what happens is after you bless the sons and you bless the daughters, what I usually do, and this is just my custom, I say it in Hebrew. Then I mention all my, not just my sons, but my son-in-laws and my daughter-in-laws. I mention all their names and I say a little something special, like, you know, Mendy, may you have enough money to buy a new house. And this one, may your job go well. And this one, good health and whatever. And so that's after I say the sons, I mention all those sons and sons-in-law and grandchildren, the males with the sons-in-law and the sons, and the daughters, the granddaughters, the daughter-in-law, the daughters, and then I say just a little something personal for them. Okay, and that's just, you can do that if you want, but it's just a nice thing. And then now we have the blessings. So what we do in our house, and I don't know how long ago I did this, but whoever is in the house, if it's just my husband or myself, we put a hand on each other's head and we say the blessing, because this is the blessing for everybody, because this is what it says. This is a beautiful blessing. May the Lord bless you and guard you. May the Lord show you favor and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you kindness and grant you peace. So I think that's really beautiful. We can all use favoring, we can all use grace, we can all use kindness, and we can certainly use peace. So if we have the kids at home, then we make a little circle, family circle, and we put hands on each other's heads. That's just something that I've adopted. You don't have to do it. I'm just giving you a suggestion. It's very nice. And when my son's very good friend is here, yeah, I call him like an adopted son, then we include him, and everybody wears a kippah. Me, I'm wearing mine. And we put our hands on his head too, and we include him with the blessing. Okay, adopted. Now, I just want to show you this. This is a kippah that is very dear to me. Okay, I belong to a little knitting group. This kippah, I had an old one, which was made out of pink wool that I had gotten from Shul. This kippah, and it has a star pattern, if you can see it there with the points. Anyway, this was made for me by a very dear friend who is as Catholic as you can get, very involved in her church, goes to mass every day, and she's a lector in her church, and she's a world-class knitter, which I am not. And I said to her, Lucy, do you think you can make me this kippah, but make it in a gold and a nice color white? So she went out and she bought this gold thread, and she made me these two, and she copied the pattern from the one I gave her. And it's very, very dear to me. I wear it every Saturday, one of the two. A white cream color is one and this gold one. And I always wear those for everything, except when I go to my Lubavitch relative, my Lubavitch son-in-law. I don't wear a kippah, not even on Passover. And my sleeves are long, my knees are covered, and I'm a good girl. Okay, so I'm going to read this because, as I said, it's really beautiful. So I'm going to read it slowly and put your finger on the words and follow it carefully, okay? Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha vayasem lecha shalom. Okay, so in the first word, Yivarechecha, then the Kohanim, they go, Yivarechecha. You see the root Baruch, bless, right? You can see that in the middle, Bet, Resh, and Chaf. Yivarechecha. So that's, you will be blessed. God will bless you. Yivarechecha Adonai. That says God will bless you. He will bless you, and He is God. The Yishmerecha, Shamer, Shamor means to guard or to keep. Okay, and He will guard you. God will bless you and guard you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha. God will lift up His punim, if you know Yiddish, His face. Okay, this is metaphorical. He will lift up His face towards you. Elecha. God will lift up His face towards you. V'chuneka, and that's not a mistake. That's one of the few words which has a final chaf. It has a dagesh. It has a dot in it. So that word is v'chuneka. It's not v'chunecha. It's v'chuneka. Okay, v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha. He will show His face to you, vayasem lecha, and He will make for you shalom, peace. He will grant you peace. So you have some very important roots here with Baruch and Shamor. So what do you think that means? God will lift up His face towards you. Anybody have an idea? Ya'er Adonai panav elecha. He will lift up His face. What does that mean? Anybody
He'll see
have
you.
an idea what? He will see you. Okay. Any other idea?
He'll smile on you.
Yeah, He will lift up His face, not be down. He'll lift up His face, with gladness, with joy. Okay. And so I think this is extremely beautiful, the Hebrew. So let's
Oh, I
try,
think
I'm going to do it.
Can it also mean that He acknowledges you as an individual, to look at you?
Acknowledges you. He will lift up His face to you. Okay. So every person counts. This is again, this shows that personal relationship with God, because it's speaking to you. He will lift up His face to you. Of course, it's all metaphor, right? It's like when God is hiding in the rock, goes up to the mountain and Moses is there and he's in the crevice of the rock and all Moses sees is God's back. Again, we're not saying that God is a person. We're saying that it's a metaphor, that this is just symbolic. God's face, God's back. Okay. All right. So I'm going to say it and say it with me and be careful. Watch the letters and the words carefully. This is the blessing for everybody. Yivarechecha.
Yivarechecha.
I'm going to say it again. Yivarechecha. Adonai.
Adonai.
Question, who's got the question?
Jerry.
Okay, what's the question?
Especially because we're women, why are you referring to God as a man?
Because that's just the way it's been done in these books, because the prayer books, standard prayer books, have these blessings in the masculine, and when you have a cha ending, that's the masculine
I
ending.
realize, but
Except,
can we do the lessons so they're not masculine?
well, I don't have, but this is a standard Shabbat blessing. Okay, so the blessing says he will lift up God, and it's a yud that shows that he will lift up his face. I don't have a copy. If you can find one, if you can find a prayer book or online that has she will lift up her face, I'll be glad to teach it. All right, and that would be something interesting for us. That would be good to see that. So yeah, nowadays there's a lot of questions about about women in Judaism. And by the way, I get really upset when people say Judaism. It's not the cult of Judy. It's Judaism, the way it's spelled, like Judaic. Judaism, it's not Judaism. Everyone says that, and I go, no. Okay, so let's try it again. Yivarechecha.
Wait. Are you putting an extra syllable in there?
Oh,
No.
Oh, okay. Under
Isn't
the
that-
chaf, there's a shva. Yivarechecha. The shva has a sound like it.
Yivarecha.
No, it's not the end of the syllable. This is a sounded shva. There's a silent shva at the end of a syllable, and this is at the beginning of a syllable. The shva is sounded. This is a sounded one. It's yivarechecha. Yivarechecha. That's the way to say it.
Okay.
Yivarechecha. Okay. Good question. Good call. Yivarechecha.
I don't know.
Everybody? I want to hear the first word. Yivarechecha. Now, when you see hecha, Yivarechecha, when you see Yud Hey Vav Hey, that's a sacred name for God. That's the Tetragrammaton. The 4 sacred letters. Don't try to sound it out. Don't sound it out. Whenever you see Yud Hey Vav Hey, just say Adonai. When you see the 2 yuds, also say Adonai. Don't try to put syllable, don't try to put the vowels and pronounce it, okay? We always say Adonai. So it's Yivarechecha Adonai. V'yishmerecha.
Yishmerecha.
Very good. Ya'er.
Ya'er.
Adonai.
Adonai.
Panav.
Panav.
And I don't know if you learned it last year, but the Yud Vav ending has a sound of AV, av. So it's Panav. See that? Yud Vav, Panav. Elecha.
Elecha.
Vichuneka.
Vichunecha.
Okay, Vichuneka.
Vichuneka.
Vichuneka. It's ka because it's a dot. There's a rare case where the final chaf, like in the word Baruch, there's no dot in the final chaf. This is rare. Some words have it in some prayers. Vichuneka. Okay, and it's not common, it's very uncommon. Yisa,
Isa,
Isa,
Adonai,
Adonai,
Roy.
Panav,
Panav,
Elecha,
Elecha,
V'yasem,
Vayasem,
Lecha,
Lecha,
Shalom.
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 Oh, what time is it? Okay, am I off here? Okay, is it 10 after 2? Okay, fine. So I'm going to say it one more time and read it, and then I'll have a couple of people try it. Yivarechacha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Okay, volunteers. Who would like to try that? You have some volunteers? Anybody want to try it? All right, Sherry, go for it. Sherry Rubin.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yish marecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka
Good.
Isa Adonai panav elecha v'yashem
Same.
v'yasem lecha shalom.
Gold star. Okay, if you look at this second line there, you have the words close to each other. You have shame via same. That's a sin. It's got the dot on the left. Via same lecha, and then shalom. An easy way to remember the difference between the shin and the sin, write the word shalom, or look at the word shalom and recognize how to say shalom. The shalom, the shin has a dot on the right. Okay, that's a sh. The other one is the sin. And I always say, it's no sin to have a dot on the left. And when I get confused, I say that. It's no sin to have a dot on the left. Okay, sin has a dot on the left. Okay, so if you recognize shalom, and that's your guide word, you'll always know what a shin looks like. And then the other one on the left is the sin. So, okay, so the one on the right, that's the shin. Okay, and the keyword shalom. So who else wants to try it? That was very good. Very nice. All right, Michelle, hit it.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yifunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Bravo, beautiful, excellent job, excellent. Okay, so remember, so first you bless the sons, then you bless the daughters, and then everybody, blessing on your head, mazel tov, everybody gets a blessing. And this is one that is for everybody, sons, daughters, everyone of all ages, and it's just a really beautiful, beautiful blessing. Okay, right after that, now we've done the candles, we've done the blessing of the children, now we sing Shalom Alaikum. Now, I sent you a big, nice copy of Shalom Alaikum. All right. And I didn't know if you did Shalom Alaikum, if you learned the whole thing last year, but the whole book and the teaching of the letters was geared to singing of Shalom Alaikum. And the introduction of all the letters in the book by the same name, Shalom Alaikum, was to teach you this song, right? That's the name of the book. And it took us in the beginning class quite a few weeks, months, until we finished all the letters and all the vowels that would enable us to sing Shalom Alaikum. The only melody that I sing with Shalom Alaikum is the traditional one. Die, 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 die. That's what I sing. So it looks like it's a lot of Hebrew, but the truth is that it is really not, because a lot of it repeats. So you have, in the first one is Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Well, if you look right away to line 3 and 4, you can see that you have that whole second line, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. The second line is the same, exactly the same. Everything is exact. So now that cuts down on half of this. So instead of having 8 lines to learn, you only have 4 lines, really? Okay. So if you look on lines 5 and 6, line 2, 4, and 6, exactly the same. And line 8, right? So the second line there, Mi Melech, Malachei, Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch, it's all the same. So now let's see what's the different part to learn. All right, does everybody see that? Okay. So it starts with Shalom Aleichem, the name of the song, peace be unto you. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Well, let's look at line 3. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Okay, look at the last 4 words. Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. And in line 1, Malachei this is Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Only 1 word different. Then if we look at line 6, Malachei, line 6 is a little different. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim. Now, Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, same thing, right? Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So far we have it in line 2, and line 4, and 6, and 8. Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So there's not a lot of stuff that's different here. So the beginning is different. Shalom Aleichem, peace be unto you. Then in line 3 is Boachem l'shalom. Come, Boachem l'shalom, angels. So I go like this, just like I do on the Shabbat candles. Boachem, come, angels. All right. So they're welcoming the angels to come. It says, come to us versus peace be with you, then come to us. And then on line 5, Baruchuni l'shalom. And it says, bless us with peace from Baruch, Baruchuni l'shalom. We're talking to the angels. And line 7 is Seitchem l'shalom. And there's like a little Midrash, if everything is ready for Shabbat, the candles, the wine, tablecloth, and the food, and you bless the children, then the angels will come back again and visit you next Shabbat. So you have to get everything ready. Okay, so what the blessing is, peace be unto us, and then we welcoming the angels come on line 3 and line 5, bless us with peace. Oh, the angels bless us with peace. And then at 7, we leave in peace. Come to us in peace, and the angels leave in peace. So how many of you know this song? Probably by heart, right? Any melody different than da 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 da, right? We all know that melody. But okay, so let's just go over the words quickly. Line 1 and 2, where it's giving us a blessing of peace. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. We wish you peace, attending angels. Malachei Hasharet means serving angels, serving God. Malachei Elyon, the angels from on high. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Then this phrase, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He. Okay, that phrase is repeated in a lot of prayers, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Let's just say the first 2 lines. I will say it and say it after me. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem.
Malachei Hasharet.
Malachei Hasharet.
Malachei Elyon.
Malachi Elyon.
Second line, Mi Melech,
Melech,
Malachi Hamlachim,
Malachi Hamlachim,
Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
All right, let's see if we can sing together the first two slowly. Take your time. I know you know it by heart, a lot of you, but I want you to really try to read it. So memorizing something is one skill, but actually reading it in Hebrew is a higher skill, okay? Because once you really can read it, you're opening up the door to a lot of great stuff. So I want you to really feel comfortable with reading, starting with familiar things, the Shabbat blessings, Shalom Alaikum, Adon Olam, In Kelohenu. And then you know the melody, you pretty much know the words, so you can test if you can actually read it. All right, you can test yourself and you can practice at services and track, like kids learn in kindergarten and first grade reading. Track means put your finger on the words and follow it word by word. When I gabbai, if I'm gabbai Rishon or gabbai Sheni up at the Bima, I track what people are reading. I put my finger on every word as they read the Torah so that I don't lose the place in case they go very fast, or if it's a different melody that they're using, like Sephardic or whatever, or they're not Ashkenaz, they are Ashkenaz, and all the T's are like S's. All right, so let's try to sing the first two lines. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Good. Then the second line, the only thing we have different there is Boachem l'Shalom, and the rest of the line is the same as the first. And the second line, line 4 there is the second is the same as the other one. So the only we have is Boachem l'Shalom. And that's it. Everything else is the same. It looks like it's a lot, but it turns out it's really not a lot. It's not a lot of different stuff. So it's Boachem l'Shalom, and everything else is the same. And we're thrilled about
rather
that.
than Hasharet.
Yeah, and then exactly. Good. It's a Malachei Hasharet in the first line, and this is Malachei Hashalom, which, by the way, continues for the rest of the song. The only time we say Malachei Hasharet is in the first stanza. The rest is Malachei Hashalom, because the first stanza says serving angels, Malachei Hasharet, and the rest says angels of peace, Malachei Hashalom. Okay, so let's try the second one. So that word is Boachem l'Shalom. Okay. Boachem l'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Beautiful. Then on 5 is Barchuni l'Shalom. So after we said they should come, now we want the angels to bless us from Baruch, Barchuni. Barchuni l'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. And the last one, the angels are going. Go in peace. You should go in peace. Come in peace. Bless us. Go in peace. Say, Chem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei
Elyon. Melech
Malachei
Malachim
Hamalachim,
Hakadosh
Baruch Hu.
Baruch.
Very good. So now, just to recap, first thing you did was you blessed the candles. Then you blessed the children, first the sons and the daughters, and blessing on everybody's kepi. And right after that, you see in your prayer book, Shalom Aleichem, right after blessing of the children. Okay, now, what's next? So what should we do next? What's next? We should have a little wine. Right?
Wine and bread.
We should have some wine. We should have the wine. Okay, so when I was in Israel, many years ago, I was in Volunteers for Israel, and I went to the Kotel, the wall, the Western Wall on Shabbat. Someone told me that if you go to the Kotel before Shabbat, there will be a guy there who will come over to you if you look like you're lost, and he'll say, do you have a place to go on Shabbat? And you tell him, no, I do not, which I didn't. And he'll say, and he has a list of families who want Shabbat visitors in the old city. I mean, this was so exciting. So I said, no, I do not have a place to go for Shabbat. He says, okay, I'm gonna, and there was a man there, he was from Russia. The only way we could communicate was in a little bit in Yiddish. So we went Shabbat Siri, we went walking to this address in the old city, and we went to this family, this very religious family, who welcomed strangers, the two of us, to their Shabbat dinner. And it was fantastic. And they used a silver cup. Let me show you, let me get it. Okay, he filled this silver cup, he used this, and he filled this with the wine. And after he blessed it, beautiful. After he blessed it, he poured it in everybody's little cup. And everybody had some of the wine which he had blessed. I was so impressed by that. I went to a jewelry store on Jaffa Street, and I found this. I said, I need a little silver cup for Kiddush for Friday night. And I found this. Now I have to shine it up again. So I bought this and I brought it back. And ever since then, I've used this as put the wine in here and then we pour it into the glasses. It's really beautiful. So the blessing on the wine. All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Okay, so the last words are borei peri, the fruit of the vine. Sounds like a t-shirt, right? Sounds like the fruit of the loom. Fruit of the vine, borei peri hagafen. And so we do the blessing on the wine. Now, if you have somebody who wants to do the whole Kiddush, that's fine. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. But Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. And then you can do the whole Kiddush. But we'll go over the Kiddush another time, but we don't have time for that now. Okay, then I'm gonna hurry up and finish up. So this is the one who creates the fruit, peri hagafen. Gafen is the vine. In Cedarhurst in Long Island, there's a wine store right opposite Gourmet Glatt, which is when I go to get my kosher meat, and it's called Divine. I would like to have a little bit of divine. It's called D and then vine. D and yeah, divine. Very cute. Okay, so then after you bless the wine, now, what you're really supposed to do is go to the sink and wash your hands. Okay, so if this is, it's called a shep, the thing. I'll show you what it looks like. So in Yiddish, you say you shep nachas from the kinder. Okay, that means you get pleasure from the children, but this is not shepping nachas from the kinder. This is a shep in Hebrew. It is a washing cup. Okay. It had another handle. It's supposed to have two, but it broke. And I tried to fix it with Gorilla Glue, but it came off. So anyway, you fill this up and you're supposed to pour water on both hands. Some people do it 2, some 3 times. And technically, you're supposed to take off your watch so that the water gets all over. Now, about the ring, my rabbi had said that if it's a ring that you wear all the time, you don't have to take it off. Okay, but some people take, if you go to a religious person's house, they'll take off their rings and they'll take off their watch, anything that would impede the water getting on your hands. Okay, so we go this way and this way and this way. We wash our hands, and this is the blessing. Now, after you say the blessing on the wine, Borei Pri Hagafen, in our house and in many households, the custom is, and in my synagogue too, when they have a luncheon or a dinner, the custom is not to talk, to be silent from the end of the blessing of the wine until going over and washing. After you wash your hands, you can talk. So what we would do is like we hum a tune, or I go da 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 da, I hum a melody, and you're not supposed to talk until you have done the you wash your hands, until you've done the blessing on the bread. So we're quiet until from the time that we finish the blessing on the wine, go to the sink, wash the hands, and then when whoever is the leader says the blessing on the bread, then you can talk. So if you've been at a synagogue dinner and you're wondering, you ask somebody something and they go like this to you, or they don't answer, they're not being rude, they're just being a little religious. Okay, so you go and wash your hands at the table. They have a little table set up and a pitcher, and everybody goes and wash their hand. And then nobody will talk. You'll see people are quiet. And why is nobody talking? Because they're waiting for the blessing for the bread, the motzi. Okay, and so here's a hand washing blessing. I sent it to you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Same beginning. Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav. Same. Vitzivanu. Same. Last 3 words. Al nitilat yadayim. Yadayim are your hands. Nitilat. Nitilat means not the taking of, the cleaning. Yeah, the cleaning of your hands. Al nitilat yadayim. Okay. The washing, it's not really washing, but it's a cleaning of your hands. And just a quick sidelight, when I have new dishes, and I have new dishes sitting in my garage still in the box for about a year, because I haven't had a chance to toivel them, which I do because of my son-in-law, the Lubavitcher. You take those to a source of running water, like I could take it to the beach or to the river, and you dunk them, and then you say, al nitilat kelim, which are vessels. You're supposed to dunk them so that if somebody who's not Jewish handled them, now you've dunked them and they're clean after you say that blessing, and then you can put them in the dishwasher or wash them, because they're going to be salty. They're going to be feeling dirty from the water. So again, this blessing, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu. Say after me. Al nitilat
Netilat
yadayim.
Yadayim.
So al nitilat yadayim, on the cleansing of your hands. And then after you've washed your hands with shep, now we're ready for, we're quiet. We're going to say the blessing on the bread, which you probably all know. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu What am I saying?
No,
No,
no.
no, no. Hamotzi.
No. Sorry. Here. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Who takes out motzi, hamotzi, lechem, bread, min, from haaretz, the ground. In other words, the wheat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Look at, there's the bread.
There's my challah.
Oh, that
wow.
looks delicious.
Wow.
Very
Oh,
good,
it's
Brittany.
gorgeous, Brittany.
Thank you, thank you.
Beautiful.
Send us
I'll
each
bet
a
it tastes
piece.
great.
Beautiful.
Come
Wow.
over, have some.
I have a
Excellent.
question.
Brittany, where do you
Handout.
live?
I live in Nyack, New York.
Yeah.
Nyack. We're all coming
Nyack.
over.
We'll be
to have a
there.
Come
taste.
over for Shabbos. I would love it. Instead, in
Yeah,
our family,
what you're gonna
instead of
hear is
making
knock,
2
knock,
loaves,
knock,
we
knock,
make
and
one
you're gonna
giant
see.
one.
Carol, I have a question.
Wow.
If
Anyway.
if you're making a gluten-free loaf of challah, do you change the motzi?
No, it's still from the earth.
I do not know. It's a great question. That's one for your rabbi.
Okay.
That's one for your rabbi. They may still say the traditional blessing.
Mm,
And that's a technicality that it has no wheat in it,
yeah.
but that is a great question.
It still comes
So
from
if
the
you
earth.
have a local rabbi, I never thought of that question. It's a brilliant question. I would ask the rabbi.
I mean, I have all these
Great,
friends that are.
I will ask my rabbi. It's a great question, Sherry. Brittany, did you make a round one for Rosh Hashanah?
I do. Oh, sorry, my timer. I do make a round one, and I put cinnamon on the inside of the strands, and it's very sweet
Ooh.
with dates and cranberries, and I drizzle it
Oh, my
with the
goodness.
icing.
Now,
It's
my
basically-
last
It's like a
question,
cake,
Brittany.
not a
When are
challah.
you gonna go into business? Brittany's
Yeah, I
challah.
love baking challah. I've done it ever since I was a little girl. I've probably made 1,000 my whole life. So this was a great.
You should go into business. You should market it, especially those round ones.
No, you do what you love. You do it for love
Turn
and
it into
not
a
for money.
business and you won't love it anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Right.
No, but
Paula?
it is
Okay.
wonderful to share. We have our neighbors come over for Shabbos. Our family lives right around the corner. I'm actually hosting about 15 people tonight, so it'll be fun.
Wow. Okay. Well, Shabbat Shalom. And I hope that you bless your family and that you say the blessings on the candles and the family
Always.
and the wine and the hand washing. Okay. And
Shabbat Shalom.
and sing Shalom
you.
Aleichem. We've covered a lot. And next week we can take 5 minutes or so to go over everything and answer any questions. Okay, so it's
Do you
been
know what we're
lovely.
doing next week?
I am not sure yet what I want to do, but I thought maybe we'll do some of the Friday. Did you do any of the Friday night prayers? You know, like
Yes.
L'chuna Ranana and the
No.
ones that were in the Shalom Aleichem book?
No.
No? So maybe we'll do some of the Friday night, the nice melodies from Friday night. Would you like that?
Okay.
Tell me what you would like.
No, that's good. I'm not usually a Friday night person, so.
I usually. go
I don't go on Friday. Honestly, I don't go to Shabbat services Friday night because when I was working, that was my day to come home and just make a nice dinner. We would have wine, we'd have challah, we have candles and all of that. But I just taught you I would sing Shalom Aleichem, and then I would make a really nice dinner because I was tired from teaching 2 or 3 jobs during the week, and we'd have a good dinner. Tonight we're having salmon. And we're having roasted vegetables. We'll have some nice wine, and we have challah. I still have the round challah left over from a whole one, so we'll have the raisin challah tonight. But Saturday morning, I'm reading Torah tomorrow morning. I will be there at 9 o'clock. I'll be there for Matovo and putting on my talit. So we'll get a good night's sleep.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, have a wonderful weekend. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And